What's up, nerds and nerdettes and wee little nerdlings all? It's your buddy Big Johnny G for Two Gun Pixie presents Legendary Gaming. Happy Thanksgaming Day, everyone. It's approaching here in America, and I just love this day. It's a day to give thanks to everything that has to do with the gaming table, the gaming group, your gaming lifestyle. Gaming lifestyle. Yeah, I guess so. So I do. I want to give a little thanks here. And of course, I'm starting off. I want to give big thanks to the channel Two Gun Pixie and to everyone that spends a little bit of their own personal time watching the videos, commenting, liking, and maybe even sharing some of the videos that help us out. Thank you very much. It means a lot since we're, a for-fun channel. Everything that happens to this channel really happens because of all of you. So thank you so much on that. I also want to say thank you to the 20-Sided Warriors. 20-Sided Warriors from past and present. And I'll even be bold enough to give a shout out to 20-Sided Warriors from the future. I mean, why not? But no, it's a great time of the year to give thanks and let everyone know, listen, I appreciate you. Whatever you is, whether you is a tabletop game, or whether you're someone that plays a tabletop game, whether you're a brother, you're a sister, whether you're a parent, aunt, uncle, nephew, niece, friend, co-worker. It doesn't matter. That's right. I just want to make sure everyone knows, thank you. Thank you so much. Some of my best friends I've gotten because of gaming. I've held on to some of my oldest friends through all of life's changes because of gaming. And that means so much to me. Because gaming is my one and only really hobby besides filming and YouTubing about my hobby. So I guess filming about my hobby has become a hobby in and of itself as well. But yeah, that's it. That's it. If it wasn't for one, if it wasn't for the first one, the second one wouldn't exist. I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be doing this right now. And I want to thank all my friends that put up with me and deal with me, because sometimes Big Johnny G can be a little extra. I know that. So thank you very much, my friends, for always being there at my side. And it's more than just the gaming table. It really is. Thank you so much. Now, there are some games. There are some games that I'm very thankful for, that I've had a chance in my lifetime to have them a part of it. And really going back to my childhood. I mean, first of all, anything that has to do with Star Wars or Star Trek, anything game-wise, because I've always been since childhood such a huge fan of both those franchises. Before I even knew what a franchise was, or an IP, or even what the word genre meant. I guess I knew what it was by the time Star Wars came out, but you get the idea. So games that take me there, like 5-Year Mission, completely awesome, or Imperial Assault. I mean, these are the kind of games that make me feel like I'm completely in my childhood love of the Stars, Trek and Wars. So I've always had a good time with those games. My friends have always had a good time with the games. Anyone I throw that down on has always generated positive feelings, emotions, fun. A lot of fun. Yeah, a lot of fun. I also want to say that as far as games, Thanksgaming goes, as far as that goes, it's also anything that has to do with superheroes, particularly the Marvel. Nowadays, the Marvel definitely more than the DC. And two games in particular have really been dominating me and the 20-Sided Warriors when it comes down to a board game day as opposed to an RPG day. And that's Marvel Champions, the card game, as well as more recently, what's been tearing up the table on us, and we've been loving the hell out of, is Marvel Zombies. So I'm thankful that those two games have currently been hitting the table a lot and been causing a lot of fun. People having some good experiences with these games, a lot of laughs at the table, a lot of positive tension. You know what I mean by positive tension? It's good in a game to have that, and they always generate that. But I mean, ultimately, I think the one game that I really have to call out, and if you know anything about me, you know what I'm going to say right now. That's Dungeons and Dragons. Because that definitely completely defined my life. It defined my friendships. It defined everything in my life moving forward since I've been 7 years old. Or 8 years old, I'm sorry. Splicing hairs here with 1 year at that age. But no, me and my friends still talk about crazy ass shit that went down in games that I ran for them back in elementary school, middle school, and high school. I mean, these nobody talks about games of Monopoly from 25 years ago. I mean, unless one of your buddies set the damn board on fire, but just running an actual game? No, nobody talks about charades 25 years later. But we do with Dungeons and Dragons. And I'm not the only one that has this experience. I guarantee you every Dungeon Master has players that can come up to them from years back and point out some really awesome things that happened in that campaign. Maybe some things that Dungeon Master, him or herself, has already forgotten. Yeah. It's always been there for me in my life. Even even during the COVID times, the times of isolation, it's still been there because they've expanded the game so much and added so many board games to it. I mean, though it didn't work for me personally, I'm not a big fan of Zoom kind of meetings. I like the way everyone squelches everyone else to talk. I like a more natural, organic feeling where sometimes, hey, people talk over each other and with each other. It was like that. It was the Uncanny Valley for me, an audible version of the Uncanny Valley for me. I just couldn't do it. But things have been back now for the last couple of years. We're into our second and a half years straight of running RPGs with pretty much the same group that I started with this particular round. It's absolutely amazing. It is. Plans have already, been made for what's going on next. We have a pretty solid game plan. We know what's happening with the characters. We know what's happening with the storyline. We know how we're bumping back and forth between our main Dungeons and Dragons campaign, as well as introducing the players to other campaigns, like the Werewolf campaign, a 4 Against Darkness campaign, Star Wars, the D20 version, things like that. We get a little bit of a jump, a little bit of a break from D&D, and then back to our main campaign. It's been working out a lot. It's been working out a lot of fun. Yeah, I've been loving it. The guys have been loving it, and looking forward to more. The year's winding down, and next year we're already chock full up with what we want to do. Our tabletop takeouts. We game about twice a month. Once in a while we get lucky, we get a third game in. Sometimes we get unlucky and we get one or none. I mean, it's been right now. This weekend will be 5 weekends without our regular RPG game. And we have another 2 weeks before the entire gang is back and done from vacations and everything like that. So that's what I have all these board games for. And that's why I do some one-shot RPGs for. But it's these games. It always goes back to Dungeons and Dragons. It always does. So the people I'm grateful for, I'm thankful for, the games that hit my table that I'm thankful for, that's a pretty good list. And as long as I got my friends, and I got something solid to roll some bones on, I'll always find a little bit of happiness. And that makes me thankful.